Thanks for coming, you guys. Fun time. Are you having a good weekend? Wow, we're so far away from you. I hate being all the way back here.
Do you want to scoot up?
Yes, I do.
Scoot up. Get comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
Make some friends.
Oh, I will. Gosh. Hold on. Oh, my gosh, there's water out here. Guess I didn't need that.
Extra's always good.
Better. But I know Caitlin's going to want to be up here, too.
We can move her. I'll let you do it with the sound effects. You're much better than I.
Oh, hers is heavier. Better. Hey, let's give Caitlin the lame water. Because mine's cold. Are you coming up here with us?
Do you mind?
Get up here, girl.
All right, I don't know. I'm not as good.
Make the sound effect.
Okay.
I think this building has mice. Hi. You guys have made this a really wonderful weekend. You know that? Thank you so much for being here. So excited to be back this year. I know that you're going to be kind of in charge of the thing here, but are there mics out there for people to ask questions?
There's two microphones right over here.
Hey, before I forget, before Caitlin gets here, I haven't had the chance to really tell you, hi. I haven't had the chance, hi. I haven't had the chance, hi. My ADD is coming out, isn't it? I haven't had the chance to tell a lot of you, but many of you wrote me about my music CDs and asked me, I don't know if some of you know that I've been writing and producing music professionally for a long time. And I have a lot of music. Some of you wrote and asked me if I was going to bring it. I brought it. I've got it at my table. And I would love for you to have it. There's good music, really good music. But also, I have a live concert DVD. And that lovely girl is my best spokesperson, all of you guys. I recorded a live concert at a convention like this. And it's great music, great audience. Songs from Fullmetal Alchemist, Dragon Ball Z. Ouran High School. D.N.Angel. But there's something else that's on this concert DVD that I have to tell you about. Back when we were shooting, or when we were recording Fullmetal Alchemist, the first one, I was so in love with this show. I was so jazzed about it that I wanted to cosplay. So I got a bunch of voice actors together, and we all came together one weekend in Houston, Texas, and we shot something called Fullmetal Fantasy. Now, if you're wondering what that is, all I will tell you is voice actors from Full Metal cosplaying as their characters. It's never been available. It's never been on YouTube. I've never given it out. I only showed it at concerts, at conventions. So I would play Full Metal Fantasy. It's this live action movie where we're all cosplaying. And then I would come out and I would sit at a piano and I would play and sing the Brothers theme. You know? How can I repay you, brother mine? How can I expect you to forgive? Anyway.
That was beautiful.
So thank you. So it was really nice, right? It was a nice segue from the Full Metal thing. Hey! And just in case you're wondering, Caitlin is in Full Metal Fantasy as Winry. So I brought these concert DVDs, and I've got them at my table, and I haven't had the chance really to tell many people about it. So I'm letting you know. So tomorrow, hopefully, when you come down to see us at the autograph tables, I've got them if you're interested, if it sounds like something you'd like to have and take home with you, okay? Hi, sweet.
Hi, you started without me.
Well, it was 5:15.
Well, whoever was supposed to escort me over here with you did not wait for me.
Well...
So, that's
damn
what I had
them
to say
all.
about that.
No, I just didn't want to keep them
Sorry.
waiting, and so we just started, but it makes for a better entrance for you, don't you think?
Thank you.
I'm like your warm-up act.
Oh, awesome.
I was just warming him up.
I was going to say, should we give her the big grand entrance? Do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
I want you to do it.
You want me to do it?
Because you're the official, you know.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome at this time, Caitlin Glass!
I want the John Cena theme. That's what I want.
Oh, I love John Cena!
There we go. Thank you.
What theme was that?
The John Cena theme.
Oh my gosh.
Are you a wrestling fan?
No, he's just hilarious.
Oh, okay.
Who doesn't love that guy? I mean, come on.
John Cena.
He doesn't sound like that. Aww.
Oh, someone will go get their butt
I can't really
kicked.
fight back. I mean, I have no opinion. Like, okay, whatever. Let's answer questions.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we're on TV.
You look really cute from behind.
Okay, you look that way, and I'll tell you if you look good. Oh yeah, working it. Okay, how about me? No, check me.
Oh, wait, do your blue steel. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's hot. Caitlin is so hot right now. Well, you know what? We want to spend as much time talking to you as we can. So there are mics out there, and I see you're lined up at the mic. So who should we start with, Caitlin? Why don't you choose?
On the left.
Hi. Well, this is more of a fangirl question. So, Vince, why hasn't Edward and/or Tamaki Senpai confessed his love to Caitlin's characters and/or popped the question yet?
Actually, he did.
Yeah.
At MegaCon
Oh gosh. that's
years
a long
ago.
time
You remember
ago.
that?
Yeah.
He did.
He did.
Edward did finally get his act together and told Winry how he felt about her.
It's on the internet.
It's all over the interweb. But
Totally
also,
about
and
that.
then if I don't know if you watch or if you read the manga,
Of Ouran.
Ouran, Tamaki gets his act together
Yeah.
and pops the princely question.
But you have to remember that these characters, and if you've seen Brotherhood, spoilers, everything works out fine for these two in the end. And with Ouran, they're high school students, so it's gonna be a while, you know? Like, at least Tamaki's graduating, but Haruhi's like, hi, I'm 15, you know?
Tamaki went to your dad and said, I'll give you $1 million for your daughter.
Sold! I mean, yes.
She's all mine. Thank you, sweetie.
What was it like working together in Ouran High School Host Club and Fullmetal Alchemist?
It was great. It was awesome. I mean, if I hadn't had such a wonderful experience working with Vic on Full Metal, granted I didn't direct, I was just in it at that time, but all of the promotion and all of the conventions and stuff, I would not have been so keen to cast him probably in Ouran, because I knew whoever's in the host club, I'm going to be spending a whole lot of time with them for the rest of my career. So yeah.
She didn't really see that far down the road.
No, it was wonderful. He's the consummate professional.
I love Caitlin. You guys, truly, I'm going to tell you a little story.
Oh dear.
Come here, kids. Gather around.
I was at, what convention was that? Was it in Dallas? Anime Fest in Dallas. We had just started recording Fullmetal Alchemist. And I don't know if you know this or not, but we record separately. So conceivably, you could do an entire show and never meet the person, some of the people that you work with. And I had not yet met Caitlin. And she came up to me and she said, "Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I'm playing Winry in Fullmetal Alchemist." And I just adored her.
Is that what I sounded like? That's awesome.
No, it was more like, "Hey there, this is Caitlin Glass." No, that's just my generic.
The John Cena theme came
Yes,
on.
but Caitlin and I share a great deal in common, and including our faith, which I'm not afraid to say. I'm not scared. Don't get anybody scared. Don't get scared. Just saying, that's something that she and I share. And so we immediately had this connection. And it was like, oh my gosh, you're like a sister, you know? And I just fell in love with her. And she was the one that actually introduced me to Ouran. Before it was even licensed, she got a disc of it, of a handful of episodes, and she said, you have to watch this. There's this character. And I looked at it, and I fell in love with Tamaki. And I committed the cardinal sin. I fell in love with the character before it was ever even licensed. Like, I kind of felt like I jinxed myself, you know, because I wanted to play that character so bad. But as it turned out, I had the privilege to do it and work with her, and she is as good as it gets when it comes to directors and actors, and I am just I'm so honored. It's such a privilege to call her a dear friend and work with her.
Thank you.
True. All true.
Back over here.
Hi.
Hi.
You're so tall.
Just like Edward, right?
I'm still growing, you backwater desert idiots!
Maybe if you drink your milk, you would.
Hey!
Oh! If you don't drink your milk, you're always going to be the size of a bean!
I hate milk. Tastes like vomit. What's your question,
What's your
sweetie?
question?
So, through the Fullmetal Alchemist series, is there anything that you guys feel would be... There's a lot of things that would be beneficial to the characters at the beginning of the story. Then at the end, you know, they progress, they learn things. But is there something you think that they haven't learned that they feel maybe they still have to learn? That there's something that maybe they're still missing towards the end of the series?
I know one thing that would really benefit Ed. About 7 inches.
That would benefit Winry too. But ching. Next
Whoa!
question. They are married, y'all. They are married.
Bow, chicka, bow,
They're
chicka,
married.
bow, bow.
Next question.
Next week on the Full Frontal Alchemist.
For real. She really wants us to answer that, though. That's the thing. Okay, for real. There are plenty of things, but I couldn't name them because that's what's so wonderful about the characters in the show is they're so fully formed, so they're like real people, and none of us in this room is complete. None of us have finished our journey. We all still have things to learn about how we relate to one another and the world around us. So the characters have learned what they've learned based on the experiences that we have got to see for them, but in their future, there's still so much more to go. Like, we don't see what happens when Ed and Winry can finally just be together as people, and he's not, you know, dealing with everything he's dealing with. So there's that aspect of them and their relationship. And I can't really speak to all of the characters, but there are definitely still things to be learned because I think that that's just normal. Nobody is like, well, I've learned everything. Like, life would be really boring if you had it all figured out.
I think that's what draws people to the show and the characters so much. Ed is, if you were to say who are the heroes of Fullmetal Alchemist, the obvious answer would be like Ed and Al and Winry. But you know what? What makes Ed so wonderful is he's a flawed hero. He is very flawed, and he's broken, and he's searching, and he's questioning, and he's bitter. No, about losing his family. You know what I mean? Like, seriously. About a lot of things, about his dad being a jerk and running away from the family, about losing his mom, about trying to bring her back, and look what he did to his brother. I mean, that little kid carries a lot of pain. And you know what? Probably all of us do in our own way. And I think that's what people connect with. Somebody that's just a hero all the time, you can't relate to that because none of us are that all the time, you know? So I think that's one of the things that really drew people to the show. It's one of the things I loved about it. Speaking specifically about Ed and Winry, when we were doing Conqueror of Shambhala, I always, as Vic, it always kind of ticked me off that Ed was so mean to Winry. And I don't mean like hateful or hit her, but just didn't appreciate her. You know what I mean? She was always there. And you could tell that she cared about him, and she always supported him, and he's just, okay, gotta go. And like, didn't even, you know what I mean? Like, never even showed any appreciation. And as Vic, I thought, man, what a little punk, you know? Why is he being so mean to her? And we were recording Conqueror of Shambhala, And there's the scene where Ed cuts the wing of the plane and starts to drift away, and Alphonse and Mustang are on the other side, remember? And Ed's like, I've got to go back and seal the gate, and you need to seal it on this side, Al. I can start getting upset about it. Because there's one moment, and Al was like, I just got you back, brother, I can't lose you again. And then Al says, what about Winry? She'll miss you too. And Ed said something that I had a hard time recording. He said, tell her I said thanks. She always made the best. And I thought, finally, in this last moment, he expresses some hint of what he probably always felt, but just a little too self-absorbed with what was going on to ever say anything. But in that final moment, as he figured he'd never see any of them again, he wanted to make sure and send that message to Winry. And I loved that moment in that movie. Yes.
Hello?
Hi.
I would like to ask you both, what was one of your favorite scenes from either anime, and if you could do one of their voices again?
Whoa. That's a whole lot. One of my favorite scenes is another very difficult scene, and it is from Brotherhood, and it's Winry's confrontation with Scar, and then everything that comes after when Ed is there. And I remember when we were doing the original series and traveling around at conventions and things when it was still airing on television. It was a really exciting time. And some fans came up to me in an autograph line and showed me in the manga, do you know what really happened to Winry's parents? And according to the manga, it was Scar who killed them, and look at this. And it was the manga pages of that very confrontation. I'm like, man, this is incredible. Too bad we'll never get to record that. Fast forward 5 years later, and we were doing that very thing. And I actually directed those episodes around that little chunk. So it was an amazing payoff as an actress, something that kind of been building up. So the opportunity to actually do it was very exciting, but it was so hard. So when I say favorite, it's not like, yeah, let's do that again, because it was rough, man. I'm crying and snotting all over the booth and stuff like that. But it turned out really well, and yeah. And then when he comes in at the end and is telling her,
the hands are,
like, what
your hands are made for
for
healing. And oh my gosh, so who wrote that? It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, Brotherhood gave us a neat opportunity. Mm-hmm. When we finished Full Metal, everybody told us, even when we did the conventions, people would say, I love Fullmetal Alchemist. Have you read the manga? And I would say, well, no, I haven't. Oh, it's amazing. The manga's, it's awesome. So I always knew the manga was good, but didn't know what it was because we were doing the anime. And when it ended, I thought, well, crap, it's over. And it was sad. We were sad, but we were glad that it ended strong. You know what I mean? A lot of anime series, they try to milk them for everything they can, and they peter out, and they do these weird offshoots, and it's just, you know what I mean? As that old saying, it doesn't end with a bang, you know what I mean, but a whimper. It just kind of, it's getting dumb. It used to be good, but now it's dumb. So we were glad that Full Metal ended strong, but we were sad that it was over. So when we heard there was more Full Metal coming, I don't know about you, but my first thought was, oh no.
It's gonna suck.
Oh my God, what if it's bad?
We
oh
all
my
thought
gosh,
that.
it ended so good, right?
Yeah.
We did it so well the first time, everything clicked on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And now there's another one, and what's it gonna be? You know, like they're in high school or something. I mean, I don't even know. Who knows?
Attack on Titan Junior High.
Right, exactly.
Which is hilarious, by the way.
Half Metal Alchemist. I mean, what would it be, right? So I was really worried until somebody told me at Funimation it's following the manga. And then I thought, oh, everyone's been telling us how awesome the manga is, so maybe it's gonna be good. And it turned out to be great. Most people even like Brotherhood better than the original because of the intensity of it and the depth of the story. And of course, it actually has an ending, which is always a good thing. But that was one of the great pleasures of Brotherhood. Usually when you come back to do a sequel of any kind, you know, you're praying that it'll even come close to the original, and many times it doesn't. But Brotherhood was an exception. I'm very grateful that it was. Yes?
Hello.
Hey there.
This is just a question for Vic.
Yes.
I want to know, what was it like your first time voicing Broly from Dragon Ball? And can you say Kakarot?
Let me take the second part first. No. You guys just don't understand. It hurts. Listen to my voice. This is not Broly voice. Broly is Broly. Okay, let me tell you the answer to your question. What was your name?
Gilbert.
Gilbert? Okay, when they asked me to play Broly, I was so jazzed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get to be in DBZ. This is awesome, I'm gonna get to be in Dragon Ball Z. And then I got up there to record movie 8 when Broly shows up, and I was like, I'm giving it everything I got, right? I was in the booth just screaming, and it's not a screaming like, yeah, it's right, way down low from the chest, Kakarot, right? That hurts down here. And after about 20 minutes, I was like, oh God, take me home, kill me. I'll never finish this. And literally, I had to come back 2 weeks later and finish movie 8 because it just trashed me. And as soon as movie 8 was over, I was like, oh God, well, at least he's dead. Clearly, I knew nothing about Dragon Ball Z. So, in a nutshell, I loved playing the character, but he's really hard on the voice. Have you ever done any characters that really hurt? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, if I have to do this for too long, like some kind of, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what exactly. Oh, this game just came out. Is it God Eater 2?
Were you in God Eater?
I'm in God Eater, but
Come on.
I'm one of the playable characters, and the reason I'm in it is because the client representative, Christian, had heard me say in a conversation when I first met him. He'd asked, what types of roles do I want to play, but I never seem to get cast as? And I said, I'm perfect to play like a crazy, spunky little kid, a boy, but I'm never cast as that. And so he remembered and had me come in to be one of the PCs, and I'm a boy. And he's crazy. He really is. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna kill you! Like, that's what he sounds like. Well, he doesn't say that, but this is his voice all the time! And, like, we have a recording of me, like, screwing around, going, I had pixie sticks for breakfast! I will kick you in the face! Like, I'm just like... But in those fighting games, what you get is, it's a fighting game. You just kind of look at a thing and it'll say like, okay, getting hit, exert, and they want you to do about 5 of them, 5 different ones. And you just go down this page of like screaming and grunting and yelling and like, we need one where it's like a big ramp and then like a sword's coming down, so you're just there going, like forever.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hours and hours of that. It's super cool when it's done, because you're like, sweet, that was me. Drop the mic! Yeah. Also, in Claymore, anyone seen Claymore? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you directed some of that. I play Deneva, and when she is using her powers, kind of like Wolverine, to like heal herself, she goes full-on crazy demon thing. And it was really intense the way it looked. Like the animation was crazy, and Colleen was directing, and she didn't want me to have to do it too many times, so we marked it a number of times. Marking is like just watching and you're listening to the Japanese and kind of half talking along so you can get the hang of the timing, because the minute you have to turn that voice on, you don't really know how long it's going to last. But it was so elaborate that there wasn't really a good place to punch in anywhere, so that's how we watched it so many times. We ended up getting it in one take, thank God, because my voice was gone after one take.
Yeah.
Like, that's how crazy intense it was.
And that's what we had to do even with all of Ed's short rants. Stuff like that, we're like, okay, mark that, we'll come back to that. Because once you start doing that, your voice, that clear, clean, clear tone is gone. And it sounds like this now. And so you save that kind of stuff for the end because it'll rip you up.
And it can affect your voice permanently. I know Colleen Klinkenbeard's natural speaking voice is a lot lower than it used to be, and not just because that happens as women when we get older, but it's from playing Luffy and screaming and shouting all the time. Yeah.
You know what? I just did a role last week in a show. I'm not kidding you. This is the kind of thing you can't even make up. I played a character. He's the brother of the main character, and he's in an insane asylum. He's psychotic. and in his psychosis, he thinks he's making music by screaming. I'm not kidding you. He's a composer. And they come into the room. His sister comes to visit him, and he's on the bed, ripping the feathers out of the bed and just going, ah! Ah!
Oh my gosh.
That hurt. So imagine, like, and it says, you know, such and such screaming 1.5 minutes, solid. And I was like, oh God, why me?
Were you being paid scale? God, I hope so.
Oh, I don't even know. One time, I don't want to take up. But anyway, the point is that the yelling, screaming kind of stuff, it's fun, but it hurts. So you don't want to have to do it any more than you need to.
When we get home, we have to work, and our voices have to be good.
So so many people have asked me to yell Kakarot this weekend. I keep thinking I'm going to carry a little recorder in my pocket, and I'll just pull it out and go.
Cracks me up too.
I'll just play it. Exactly.
Do you not believe that I'm Broly unless I perform for you right now?
Yeah. So I've had to beg off of that. But thank you. I appreciate that you enjoy it. Thanks, man.
Yes, my question is for both of you. I would like each of you to tell one interesting story of the other person that you've never told before. Interesting in any way that you want to interpret.
Is this an over 18 panel?
You wish you had over 18 stories about me, but
like,
you
yes,
don't.
Any way you want
yes,
to
I
interpret
do.
it.
Oh, stop. It's weird.
I know. I'm just being
got
creepy.
word up on her. Interesting story about the other person
That you've never
that
told
we've
before.
never told before.
Wow.
Interesting story.
That's the part. I mean, you said interesting. It's hard, like we've known each other for so long, and we do like completely boring
Nothing's
normal
interesting.
stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
See, now we're wasting time trying to think of something good. Clearly, that's been told because you've heard it.
And I have to tell that story, and I don't know it, so that won't work.
I feel like there should be something. I'm sure there is. It's one of those things where you've known each other for so long, you've been through so many experiences that you can't really seem to lock into one. I'm sure that as soon as we leave here, we'll think of something.
When Vic made this other Full Metal fun fan film called the Full Metal and Flame Show, and I was bored and needed something to do, so he's like, come down to Houston and you'll help me shoot a couple of these scenes, because it's action figures. It's like stop motion, essentially.
It's the funniest thing ever.
It is really hilarious, you guys. And we were obsessed with Napoleon Dynamite at the time.
Oh my God.
So like it was, I don't know, how long was I there? Two days maybe?
Know, but it was
and all
so
we did
fun.
was like talk in Napoleon, Pedro voices, and film stuff. I remember in this one scene, spoiler, he gets Mustang to climb inside of a blender to save a dog. Which is a dog that he's drawn on a piece of paper. We have like action figure Ed holding a giant crayon, and like off screen, I'm the one moving the crayon, and he's over singing da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na. He's coloring the little dog. We put it in the blender, and I can't remember, we were pulling the craziest stuff out of this like industrial kitchen at his church to make the mush that was supposed to be Colonel Mustang after he turns the blender on. It was so gross. We're like, it's too thin. What can we put in here? And we're like, here's some cornstarch. We need, it's gray. We need blue food coloring. So awesome. I don't know if that's
I'm
interesting.
glad you told that story. That's a great story.
See, we're both involved. We
Yeah,
can
you have
both
to
tell
check
the
that out,
story.
though. Well, sometime, like, you know what? Try to remind me. If anybody comes to Anime Festival Orlando, I'll be there. Or if you're come to Paradise City in Fort Lauderdale in the fall, remind me, and I'll show you Full Metal and Flame Show. It's basically a bunch of scenes of Ed, a crafty little funny Ed, sadistic Ed, tricking dumb Roy Mustang into doing all of these things that get him hurt.
It's like Itchy and Scratchy.
Yeah.
But Ed and,
Exactly.
and Mustang.
Yes. Yes. That's got to work for both of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Over here.
Me?
Hi, Yelena. Hey, everybody, say hi to Yelena.
Don't do that to me. Okay, so, two things. First,
I need to say, Caitlin, Haruhi's one of the most inspiring characters ever. I mean, she's independent and strong and amazing, and I love her. But as a girl, personally, that means a lot.
Yeah.
So, my two questions. One's about Ouran. Is that would you ever consider doing what you did with Fullmetal Fantasy, but with Ouran? Because that would be awesome. And what was it like reuniting with the rest of the Ouran cast for free?
Oh. It's interesting that you say reuniting with the rest of the cast like for free, because in the show, not for free, like we see each other for free all the time. I mean, except Travis, we usually charge him. Like, no, dude, you gotta pay up front to hang out with us.
That's right.
I'm just kidding. Because honestly, we're in all kinds of shows together with each other. I don't know what it was about Free that made it seem like it's the cast of Fullmetal Alchemist, and like they're in everything. Like it's the cast of Ouran. We're in all kinds of stuff together.
Yeah, but it was the dynamic between the characters. Because you get like the friendships that you get in Ouran, you also get in Free.
Oh, okay, so it's a friendship
that same
thing. Okay.
Dynamic.
So, because who's in it? You and Tatum and Todd.
Yeah,
Right.
and Greg and
But-
Josh Greeley, yeah.
Josh wasn't in Ouran, and neither was Johnny. So it's kind of just like the four.
Well, they did that on
preview and then
purpose.
me. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of Ouran in a swimming pool.
Right.
You know? Kind of.
Oh.
By the way, if you haven't seen the swim competition between me and Todd, you have to check it out.
Yeah. Where is it? Online?
It's online on YouTube.
Okay.
Funimation asked us if we wanted to promote, if we would be willing to promote Free, because our characters are kind of, frenemies, They're friends, but they're, rivals too. And so they asked us if we would promote the show by doing a swimming race. And at first I thought, yeah, man, I'm an athlete. I'll kick his butt. And then I thought, wait a minute, he's 20 years younger than I am. And works out, really. So, I mean, it could have gone either way. So check it out. It's online. We did the race, and it was really fun. But,
Making an Ouran
oh, that would be so much fun.
fan film. I just want to
Except
see
for the
Travis
part-
carry Lucy around. That's what I want. That'd be so fun.
I don't want people going, what's Tamaki's grandpa doing playing Tamaki?
Oh, come on. You can
It's
pull it
true,
off.
Yelena.
You still look handsome, so you can
I
pull it
love
off.
you, but I'm old.
Oh, hush.
I wouldn't care.
I think here's why it would be really weird, because
Ouran High School.
geriatric unit.
Ouran. It's an Ouran rest home.
Yeah.
Host club.
When you're Vic, Todd and Greg can sound alike, but they sure as heck don't look alike. So the whole, it's time to play the which one is Hikaru, which one is Kaoru game. I'm like, Hikaru, Kaoru. Roll credits.
You can make it into a parody, though.
Shortest episode ever.
Yeah, that's what we could do.
You know what's funny about the Hikaru Kaoru thing? Anytime twins come to an autograph session in my table, no matter what they say, they're like, which one is, and I'll point to one and I'll go, Hikaru. And they'll be like, crap. He got it. I always choose Hikaru, and I've been right like 90% of the time.
That's awesome.
I get it. It's pure
great.
guessing, but
That's super cool.
Well,
anyway.
Thank you for answering my question. I really appreciate it.
We love you, Yelena. Thank you, sweetheart.
Yay, the Daleks! You're back. I saw them this morning. I'm a big fan.
We were
What do those kind of Daleks say?
Exterminate.
I love that they have a whisk and a plunger. That's just the
Exfoliate, exfoliate. That's what they should say.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So we were curious, who would win in a fight? And we want to play-by-play. The South Beach Daleks or Winry?
Oh, the South Beach Daleks or Winry. There would not be a fight because Winry would have snuck in with her wrench and broken them open. And, re-engineered that stuff. So they see her and they're like, exterminate, and they shoot it out and it comes back around and they're gone. And she's gone too. She didn't even stick around to see how it was gonna happen. She's on the beach with Ed. She's got a Mai Tai. She's good.
And then off in the distance you see. And Ed goes, what was that?
It's nothing. It's nothing, honey. She goes back to sleep. Yeah. Winry versus the Daleks.
Awesome, you guys. Hi there.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Anyway, I have a what if situation for you guys. It's from Oregon. It's Oregon.
It's from Oregon? I've never been to Oregon.
Oregon High School Rose Club?
Are they hipsters? Is it like Portlandia?
Yes! All right. Caitlin and Dick.
Caitlin and
Welcome,
Dick. Okay.
hipster, to our world of beauty.
What if your roles were switched? What if your roles were switched?
What does that mean?
What I mean by...
Like if I played Tamaki?
You were your character, but you played the prince, and then Tamaki was like Haru.
Oh, so if she was the head of the host club and Tamaki was the commoner.
Yes.
No offense.
I don't... This confuses me, this question. I'm baffled. I don't quite...
You know what? Let us play the what if game. What do you think would happen? What if they were separated or switched? What do you think? Surely you've thought about this.
I have. I
have actually.
So that's what this was about.
She whips out a term paper.
That's what this is about. All right, go for it.
I believe the way that it was, because the way that how Tamaki not really annoys, but I believe Haruhi would be much more meaner to Tamaki if their roles were switched. Like, you would always be joking with her and this and that. And I know he has like the very daddy character with her, but it's true, okay? Don't tell me it's not. She would be the mommy character, but with a backbone.
Oh. Okay, cool.
That's my answer. What she said is
Yes.
perfect.
Yep. What you said. I don't know. I have nothing to add to that one. So, thanks.
Yeah, you throw us these curveballs. We can't really.
Yes. Hi, thank you.
Hi, I have two questions. My first one is for Vic. I made this hat in origami class. Would you like it?
Wear the hat. Are you really?
It's a crown.
Oh, it is. Look at that.
Either that or a mountain range, but I'm gonna go with crown.
It's a samurai helmet. Is really what it is.
It looks like the heat miser's hat from Rudolph. I love it.
Would you
Put it on.
Do you want it?
Why not?
Yay. Call me king! And his little fingers wiggle.
Call me Robin Hood.
That's not how it goes. Oh.
That's not how it goes. It's too small for my big head. Oh, that's perfect. Now you can be my queen.
Is this like Game of Thrones queen? Does it mean I die in the next episode?
Perhaps.
Oh. Well.
But I will buy you dragons.
Yay!
Did you have a question, my friend?
Yeah, my second question was, if you could have a conversation with one of your characters that you played, which character would it be?
I would sit Broly down. I'd be like, dude, pull up a chair. You gotta lighten up. Just go easy. Try this with me. Kakarot. No. Kakarot. No. Let's try. Come back next week. We'll try again.
Next week.
We're making progress.
Oh, that's awesome. I think I would love to meet a real live Haruhi. I'm just curious, like, what would she really be like? And I think she'd be super cool. Yeah. I don't know what the heck we would talk about. Life, everything, the host club, Kiryu senpai.
She always hangs this over my head.
Oh, yeah.
She's always got to go to Kyoyaville.
Well,
I'm like, hey, I'm Tamaki, and
That's
I
just
love you,
Caitlin.
and hey, Haruhi and Tamaki. She's like, I like Kyoya. I'm like, ah!
Well, I'm Caitlin. Duh. does. And the
Yes,
question is,
Caitlin
what
likes
would
Kay.
Caitlin talk to Haruhi about? So there you go.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi.
Hi. I was wondering in Ouran High School Host Club, like, what is your favorite line out of the whole entire thing?
No. No way in hell, senpai.
It's my favorite line.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I love so many. Well, I love the almost all of them were in the first episode too. Like he's establishing the characters, you know. So many really funny things happen. Like I love the whole thing when she shows up and he's like, you know, you're a hero to poor people. How do you? Long live the poor. You know, he's like, you know, called me king and all of those things. And of course we like, what if I let you drink it from my mouth? And the girl's response, then I would drink it. Perfect. I mean, yeah. Almost every word said in the first episode, I think, was my favorite. Thank you, Speedy.
Thank you.
What's up, you guys?
What's up?
All right. My question is, what's the craziest thing you guys saw at a convention?
Craziest thing we've seen at a convention is Daleks
I saw
and
some
Speedos.
naked Daleks a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, naked Daleks. Half naked Daleks. Yeah. No, he probably wants a real answer. Dang it.
That's pretty legitimate.
That is a, you guys, get for real. We saw them in line this morning. And
Dude, I was sitting here for Bill Shatner's Q&A session, and these guys walked in. I was like,
they're awesome.
and I swear, I thought if Bill sees them, he's going to pick on them. He's going to be like, what are you doing? What are you wearing, my God?
What are you not wearing?
Get some clothes on. Yeah, that's pretty.
Speaking of Bill Shatner, this isn't something that I saw like at the actual convention, but when you want to have like one of those moments where you stop and go, what is my life right now? I was in Dubai a year ago in April in the tallest building in the world with William Shatner. And I'm like, what am I doing here right now?
That would have been a fun story to tell.
You were there too.
Yeah, I was
Vic
there.
Was there too. I'm like, and at one point, I looked over and there's like Vic, and then there's Bill, and I'm like, it's Kirk, and there's Kirk, and there's me, and I'm in the Burj Khalifa. What? I'm
Yeah.
a voice actor. Like I make Japanese cartoons talk. What am I doing here right now? So that was pretty crazy.
It might interest you to know that we feel that way a lot.
Yeah.
I know I speak for Caitlin when I say we are so profoundly grateful for our lives and the opportunities. We don't make a ton of money. I don't know if you know this or not, but Japanese anime doesn't pay a lot of money. And you know what? I'm just fine with that. Honestly, I mean, the gift to get to do something that people enjoy, and if you can make enough to pay your bills, you know, it is a real blessing. And I am so enormously grateful, and I have that feeling all the time when I'll be sitting there, like you know, tonight I'm going to get to go to dinner with Henry Winkler and Bill Shatner. You know what I mean? Like, who gets to do that? And the 12-year-old in me is like, this is unbelievable. Like, you can't even believe it. I got my mom to buy me a leather jacket and used to dress like the Fonz when I was a little kid. Try to slick my hair over and stuff. I mean, and yet here we have the privilege not only to meet these people that we loved and grew up loving, but to get to make things that you guys enjoy, and in many cases have inspired you in some way, the same way they inspired us.
And
I mean, who gets to, what a privilege.
Yeah,
Who
and
gets to do
what's
that?
so wonderful about it, I'm realizing, is when as soon as you meet someone else in the industry that you haven't met before, no one really questions like why you're here. Or everyone immediately kind of accepts you into the fold, and you are their peer immediately. I'm like, how come people don't do this just like in life? You know, like when I'm at conventions and I get to meet people that I'm excited about meeting, and I'm kind of like keeping it on the inside how freaked out I am, they're just automatically, they just talk to you about whatever. Like this morning I got to moderate for Alex Kingston, and I'm like, what is my life? What's happening? It was so cool. And at one point I looked over and she was just talking away. And I think because I've watched her on TV and stuff for so long, like long before Doctor Who, that it was, her face and everything was so familiar to me that I was just listening to her. Like you sit and listen to a friend, and I'm like, but I just met her like 10 minutes ago. This is so weird. And like off stage we were talking about Shakespeare and all kinds of stuff that I love. And it's wonderful. So this is not crazy stuff at cons. It's turned into what we love about cons.
Absolutely. And probably neither Winry or Caitlin or I would ever have imagined that 10, 15, 20 years ago when we were acting, taking any job on stage, theater productions, studying in school, would have never occurred to us in a million years where our lives would have gone. So it's especially a blessing for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have to go? Where are you going? You know what? Yeah. Oh.
I have an appointment, but I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of dear Caitlin Glass.
I'm still here.
Yeah, I have to sneak out early, but not very early. What is this, 6:15?
We have 15 more minutes.
Okay, I got to run. But I love you.
You got me.
Hey, listen, I got to have you all to myself, right, for the first few minutes.
Yeah.
So now she gets to have
Now
you all to
it's
herself.
my turn.
Hey, listen, all day tomorrow, if I haven't gotten to meet you yet, and even if I have, please come down to the autograph table and say hello. And we're screening Star Trek Continues Episode 6 at 7:45. I want to see you there. It's going to be awesome. Thank you, guys. I love you. Oh, are we getting a photo? Oh, yeah,
We're
they
doing
wanna
a
get
photo.
picture.
We are? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, like we did earlier.
Oh,
Yes.
a selfie.
Okay, the big with everyone.
You guys, everybody stand up. Can you, oh yeah, look at they're turning the lights on for you guys. Oh yeah.
You're perfect where you are, Caitlin.
You guys, listen to you guys talk.
Are you ready? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
We still have 10 more minutes left, so let's get the most out of this. One more time for Vic Mignogna!
Thank you, guys. See you later. I love y'all.
Bye, Vic. Caitlin, you can kind of put your chair wherever you like, or you can stand.
I'll just stand.
Okay,
it's fine.
cool.
I love this theater so much. Like just being on this stage is just magical. I like it. Okay. It's over here. Yes. What was your question, dear?
Caitlin, as the insanely amazing and talented voice actress that you are, what do you think about all the controversy between sub and dub?
Oh, I think it's silly. Yeah, I think it's silly. Like, if you like it in Japanese, like it. Don't go hating on the dubs, though. That's because obviously you have a thing that you prefer, which is subs. And then but don't say like dubs suck or the actors are bad. Like, no, we're not. We're professional. I have a degree and I'm paid to do what I do. I don't show up at your work and tell you you entered those numbers wrong or whatever. But I think that that's just the nature of fandom. People like to pick on each other, and I wish that they didn't. But I think dubs have come a long way, even in just the 12, 14 years that I've been doing them. There's been such a marvelous, wonderful improvement. So if you don't like dubs, fine. You don't have to. We're going to be happy if we're going to keep making them, whether you like it or not. So there. But thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Who's your favorite character from Fullmetal Alchemist that's not including Winry?
Not including Winry, I love Alphonse. Love Alphonse. Yeah. Vic's probably heartbroken. I never say his character. But I really love Al. When I auditioned for the show, I did not audition for Winry. She was not an option. I read for Rose, Hawkeye, and Al. And Al's the one that I really, really wanted. But in the end, I'm Winry, which is also cool. I'm fine with that. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
About 5 of us will get this, but I'm going to bring up something none of us have mentioned. Initial D.
Okay.
Oh!
That guy. 2,
Yes.
3, 4, 5. Yeah, five people.
See, I know. I'm part of an additional few forums, so I know who we are. Anyway, we were going back about the manga. We were talking about, have you read the manga?
No.
I know. I knew you probably had. I do want to say that unfortunately, Kyoko and Keisuke do not get together.
Oh, rats.
I know, right?
Man, well, she's crazy, so it's okay.
Yeah.
She's a little
But,
cray-cray.
I did want to say thank you for being a part of a series that I watched when I had a hard time in my life, so really got me through it.
Thank you. My mom really liked that show too. She watched it like the old dub, or she watched it in Japanese. So random, but I don't know why she picked that one, but she did. She really loved it. And then when I told her that I was going to be in it, she was like, "Oh my God!" She freaked out more than anything. Like, it's cool, Mom. It's like, I don't know. I drive a car, whatever. Like,
a cool
so
car.
Good. Yes, it's very cool. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi again.
Hello. Really nice to see you again. I have two questions. The first one would be about Love Live again. I really, really, really enjoyed everything that was done on that show. It's just really good, and you guys did such a great job bringing it to life. And your script was golden.
Thank you.
What in general? What got you into the series? Because I know you're a big fan.
Natalie Hoover, another voice actress, who's also in Love Live. She plays, I think, Fumiko, one of the three supporting girls there at Otonokizaka. Natalie came to Texas because I cast her in another show that I was directing, and she stayed at my house, and she was always playing the game. I'm like, what is that? What are you doing all the time? And she showed it to me then, and I think that I downloaded it back then, but couldn't quite get the hang of it. And I had been writing for Bang Zoom, which is where we recorded Love Live. And I, at the time, was working on, I think, Nagi no Asura, or a little of Yuki Yuna is a Hero or something. And they approached me and said, we would like for you to write for Love Live. And a few weeks after I'd been working on it, they then asked me if I'd be interested in auditioning. And of course I said yes. So, and Maki is best girl. And that's, that was my favorite character anyway. So the fact that I got to read for her and then was also cast is like so awesome.
Oh, that is awesome. By the way, have you noticed that Maki and Rose from Tales of Asteria look a lot alike?
Yes, they do. They really do.
Now, my second actual question was with Gato. I really,
thank you.
Yes, I'm one of the probably 3 people in this room that watched. Yes, I really loved your work on it. But I'm just really curious because I didn't know how did you get the Spanish down so well?
Porque viví en Madrid por 1 año y medio.
Sí.
Y puedo hablar. So, pues, vale. El castellano es perfecto, ¿sí? Sí.
Whoa. I can't. Wow, I feel bad. I can't even respond to that in Spanish because, I'm just so amazed at what you just did right now.
If you don't speak Spanish, he said, how did I get the Spanish right? In a show that I directed called Garo. It takes place in a fictional Spain. So whenever I could, I made sure any Spanish words were correctly pronounced, and I also inserted some Spanish language wherever. And he asked, how did you get it down? And I said, because I lived in Madrid for 1.5 years and I speak Spanish.
Salió maravilloso.
Gracias. Thank you for watching. And Vic, who left, is in Garo, and he plays the villain, and he's fabulous.
Yeah, he mentioned...
He's so good, you guys.
He mentioned that one of the things that was very different from the Japanese version, which I did watch a little bit of first, but I stopped, and then I was so glad to be able to watch it in English, and I'm just so glad that it came out so well.
Guys, you really have to see it.
The Japanese voice for Mendoza was...
yeah.
Yeah, it was extremely deep. But he told me that you want to take that in a completely different direction, and it does work. It works with his character design,
more
Vic's voice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Really good. Just everything about it.
Please check out Garo. You can see at least a couple of episodes for free streaming on
Funimation.com, guys.
It's so good. I promise. I'm not just saying that. It is my favorite thing I've ever worked on, and I'm the most proud of. So thank you.
Herman is the best role David Wald has ever played.
Herman for Father of the Year.
There's about 4 minutes left, so you have time for another question or two.
Okay,
I know.
I'll try and do lightning round. Go.
Okay. Last year I had asked you about if there was going to be an Ouran High Club Host Club season 2.
9. Okay, that means no.
And you said no because you doubt it would ever happen. But I do know it has been confirmed for 2017.
I doubt it. Where did you see that?
It was on a Tokyo newspaper.
I don't know. Pixar didn't happen. That's what I say. I don't know. I feel like we would know at Funimation. Like we would know, and we don't know. So.
Well, if it is confirmed, which I'm pretty sure it is, will you direct it when it comes time to dub?
Yeah, it kind of just depends on the schedule, but they would of course come to me first because I directed the first one. So we shall see. Your turn.
Welcome to Miami.
Hola, bienvenido a Miami.
Gracias.
Okay.
Real quick, you have a very extensive background voice acting and directing. What were some of your influences growing up, like directors you looked up to, actors that you looked up to as an actress primarily?
Oh gosh, I watched, I'm trying to think when I was a teenager, I had a whole wall full of just actors and actresses that I really liked a lot. But as far as like in the sci-fi realm of things, I grew up watching Star Trek with my mom and like Next Generation with my mom. And in high school, I was really into the X-Files a lot. My best friend and I were Mulder and Scully for Halloween. So there's photographic evidence of this. So I still really love Gillian Anderson. As far as voice acting goes, my voice acting hero is Jodie Benson. She plays the Little Mermaid. And yeah, so I just, as a kid, would just mimic. And probably you guys all do the same, but that's also how I taught myself a lot of singing, was like mimicking Disney princesses and trying to sound like exactly like them. And that sort of comes in handy in my job nowadays.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Back over here. Edward.
Yes. Hi, I have a question. So, it was actually for Vic too, but which pairing do you like better, Tamaki and Haruhi or Edward and Winry?
Oh. I think Ed and Winry, just because it was such a long time coming, you know? But it's Tamaki and Haruhi plays better on paper in the manga. I think I like how it's something that's just kind of hinted at in the show. Haruhi can't really conceive of that type of relationship yet, so that's what I like about Ouran. It just sort of flirts with the idea of a romantic relationship, but that's not what the show is about. It's this show with this one girl and all these guys, but it isn't about what guys she's gonna end up with, you know? Yeah. So that's what I dig. That's why I say Ed and Winry, though, for sure. I heart them.
Thank you.
I think this is the last one. I hate to do this, I know. But
sorry, you
don't
guys who've been waiting the whole time. Go for it.
Hi, my name is May, and since I'm Ouran trash, I just wanted to know, what was your reaction when Tamaki and Haruhi got married in the manga?
Oh, I was so glad. It's so cute. Spoilers! But it's more like the story ends and then the mangaka gives you like this extra bonus page, like fast forward into the future and here's an image of that. I thought that was really sweet and fun.